Hello YouTube friends, welcome to the Red Parrot channel. I am your host Mary Ellen. Today is an episode of Mass Make March hosted by Cindy at Studio Lou. She's here on YouTube at Studio Lou and also on Instagram. If you're playing along, make sure that you post on social media using hashtag MassMakeMarch 2023. I would like to say that I am doing this in some kind of clean order, that today we are going to be doing number 17 Rolodex cards. This, however, is not the reality. I have catching up to do. I am just starting a new journal called the Apple Journal, and I am going to be a bit all over the place saying this about that. So the easiest way that I know of being able to get some kind of control over the situation is setting my handy dandy timer, and we'll go for an hour and then we'll stop, and if there's still more to do I will take a break and I will keep going. So technically speaking, we should be doing things like Rolodex cards, postcards, collage boards, notepads, and then anything else here that strikes my fancy. So let's have a review of what we have been able to do so far. I need to put this somewhere where I don't forget. Put it aside. So one of the things, so collage boards. Let's talk about collage boards. Carrie at Carrie the Crafter did something called like a washi tape kind of collage board. So this is just on the back of lovely paper. This is just really, really lovely. And instead of using bits of paper, you can use washi tape, and then you do some stamping on it. You may do some stenciling on it, and then all the black flecks are splashing some paint on. I really love these because I love washi tape, and washi tape is one of the things that A, I love working with, and B, I have a lot of. And so why not use it in this luscious kind of way? These I'm not going to use on the Apple Journal because the colorway doesn't really work. So I'm going to hang that neatly on the floor and show you what I have been able to do for the Apple Journal. So I picked my two washi piles of stuff that will work the best, and I used dictionary pages, because you can see some of the dictionary page come through and it adds a little bit more flavor. Put down the washi, did some stamping so you can see the large stamps here, and then I speckled with gold. I'm going to assume that the light is catching some of the gold that you can see there, and also black. So now I have two pieces of custom paper that I can work with to do journal cards or whatever, which is exactly the point. So I'm gonna toss that over there, and I'm gonna say we have done collage boards. Now then, let's do the fun things that I have been able to play with that are of possible interest to the world or the junk journaling community. Recall the Fiber Arts magazines that I thrifted the other day. I was flipping through them last night, and where do these pages come? Here we are. So this is an article on using eucalyptus as a dye material, and this is a color that I would love to achieve using eucalyptus. So I'm going to read through what this has to say and then potentially share with everybody if it works, etc., etc. It's always a delight to find other things that we can use to dye. And eucalyptus is readily available. To me, there is areas where I can get some discarded eucalyptus. I'm around a place where people truck out flowers. And if you buy a bouquet of flowers, you can often buy fresh eucalyptus as well. So it is not out of my realm of being able to achieve this material. And then we're going to put that aside for when we do some fun dyeing. So that's one thing out of the way. Completely not working on Mass Make March. Maybe under clusters. Yeah, let's put this, I'm gonna put this under, or list this under clusters. So I got this little doodad. It pops out like this. And this is a Suffolk puff or yo-yo making device that makes it a whole lot easier. So essentially what you do is you put fabric on like this and you set up your thing here to be able to pop. There we are. Then you do a little bit of a trim, and then all you're going to do is pull this down and then sew through these holes, and ipso presto, you have a very neat yo-yo. I got it because I have been doing a lot of watching of people making yo-yos on YouTube, and a lot of them have used this device. So I figured, well, you know what, it's $7 on Amazon. I don't like buying things from Amazon, but I wanted to have this thing, and it was the easiest way to go get it. And then I just had scrap material. I am not going to use this because the last yo-yo that I had that was made of fabric was made of this, and it took me about 4 years to use it. So I'm going to use a different fabric when I actually start doing fabrics. But in the meantime, as I was playing around with this, and this is one of the Happy Mail items that I'm going to be using on the Apple Journal, the thought occurred to me that a 3-ply napkin is not insubstantial. Try blowing your nose with it. I don't mean that rudely, but you will know that this is, there's a heft to it. It is not, I have a clean tissue here, I have a clean napkin here. This is heft, this is not. So, with that thought in mind, I have some other 3-ply napkins, and I have done yo-yos. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. How do we do this? We put this like that. No, we don't. We do it this way. We don't do it that way either. Still new at this. There we are. Like that. I'll leave like a 1/2 inch, 3/8 of an inch border. Just go like that. And then we're going to fold this down and then do all the sewing. You pop it up, you pull it tight, and then you get these, which don't look all that attractive like that. But if you do that, or you do that, not so bad. I think there is a lot of potential here, and they are very sturdy. They're not breakable or easily come apartable or rippable or whatever. So these are my first 2, so I'm going to say that as my caveat for, well, they don't look all that great. I think they do. I think there's potential for these. So watch this space, and I'm going to keep working on my idea here. Hopefully it will get developed. So I am going to say, so I've already done, I think, the clusters, but this might be, these 2 anyways might appear in my Apple Journal. So we've got that. Okay, so let's do something fun. So today was Rolodex Day, and I am very excited to report that I actually have Rolodex cards. Up until recently, I did not have Rolodex cards. And we're going to do a little bit of decorating. So I have 1, 2, 3. So 2 of these I want to paint. And maybe one of these I'll use some scraps that are over there if I can find some that are the right color. And we will do one like Cindy did. What do I need? I need the yellows and the greens. This paint comes from the dollar store and it's kind of a glittery thing, and these are like kids watercolor that I soaked in water until they just disintegrated and then filled it with proper artist paints. And then I promptly broke the cover on it, so that's why it's the elegant palette that you see in front of you. Drinking tea today, in case anybody is looking for what the bevy is of the day. I'm just waiting for this paint to get charged. It is chucking it down rain today. Absolute chucking it. And I don't think it's gonna stop all day, so this is a perfect day for doing crafting, doing some journaling, doing some making and playing. Okay, so what does this look like? Is that blue or green? No, it's not the right green. Don't like that. Well, we could have brought a bowl of water with us, I'm just saying. And I am not doing anything that is particularly elegant or what do I want to say, specific. I am just slopping down paint to give it color. And then I'm just going to flip it over. I can paint everywhere. And there, got a couple of paint pieces. So that was exciting, wasn't it? All that for 2 bits of paper. I feel like there should be like a paint off piece of paper that I should use. Oh my kingdom, for a piece of paper? Like, really? Oops. Oh, I just dropped something. Hang on. There we are. Okay. One of my inks just went in my bin. Here's a scrap piece of paper. And I'm just going to clean off my brush. Or I can clean off the paper too. That might be more efficient than cleaning off the brush. One of the things that I understand about journaling now that I didn't at the very beginning was the idea of visual texture. Visual texture within a piece of paper, or using multiple pieces of papers to sort of correct that, to make that on a collage board or, you know, an envelope or whatever. Okay, so let's call that done. I'm gonna get rid of this, put this in some water, get rid of that too. I didn't say be right back, but I think that you assumed that that's what was happening, or at least I'm hoping you did. Just over here for a minute, goofing through some bits and pieces to see if there's anything that's, huh. Try that maybe? Let me try that. Here. There's that, or there is this gingham. I like the gingham. Where's my glue? Here we are. Kind of want that, yes. Here, needs a little bit of additional glue. I am quite excited to get started on this apple journal. I feel a bit chaotic because I've just finished one journal. I'm doing the Mass Make March and I'm starting another journal, and so it just feels like a lot at the moment. But I know that that is temporary and I don't have to do everything all at the same time. Oh, that turned out nice. Not gonna lie. I will wait for the process to continue a bit before I decorate it, because I don't know how I would decorate it. But that's our three cards done, plus a little bit of spare. Happy with that. Happy with that indeed. Also super excited. Volume change there for me. Sorry about that. Rolodexes are pockets. So this is another pocket day. Always very exciting. I am a huge fan of the pocket. I used to watch Rachel at Roxy Creations. Who's Kidding Who, I still do. And early on in my my pursuit of junk journaling, I couldn't figure out why she was always making these damn pockets. Like, what? Geez, is there nothing else you're ever gonna make there? I understand now why she made all the pockets all the time. Okay, so next on the list. Bit of an experiment. I wish I knew who I saw do this. I cannot tell you because I do not know and I did not write it down at the time. More is the pity. So we have another dictionary page. Aside about the dictionary pages, I treat these like they are so precious because I have a dictionary that's large. It has a beautiful shape and size to it. It's just really a lovely book. And I use the pages like they are drops of gold. And I checked when I pulled these pages out how many pages are actually in the dictionary. There are probably 1,200 pages, over 1,200 pages in this dictionary. We use maybe 1-2 dictionary pages at a time in a journal. I'll be fine. I can be more free with my use. So what I saw this person do is take a piece of tissue, and I'm not going to use the good yellow one because I don't know if this is going to work or not. And they basically just covered it. And much like creating the washi tape pages was a way of being able to create some baseboard ideas for paper. And so what they did essentially was they just covered it with Mod Podge, put the napkin down, and then that's fine. And I need a little bowl of water now because I'll be right back. There we are. Okay, so we're gonna just paint this away. So I think one of the things that Cindy did for one of her sessions was have a commercial. Oh, it was the commercial about collage boards and why we should be mindful of what language we use. I really appreciated that because I too have diversity, equity, and inclusion training that happens at work, and I strongly support all of those initiatives. My 2 cents to add, I'm going to do this half at a time because I don't trust myself to be able to do a whole page at a time. So this is sort of a roundabout way of getting to my point. So I saw somebody somewhere on the internet, YouTube, that was going through a new, not digital set, but what's the, like a new paper collection set. And it was very pretty. There's no getting around that. And I appreciated everything that was there. And this is something that means a lot to me as a maker, but they did not have any person diversity. Everybody was white. And this is also probably something that is, as Cindy said, possibly not politically popular, but it kind of made me nuts. Of the journals that I have made probably a third of them for people of color. And I have not been able to use packs, digitals, and so forth, or put people in them because they are not images that represent them. And that makes me really sad. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Inclusion is really important, and it's really important to be able to see yourself in the world. It makes you feel mattered, it makes you feel seen, it makes you feel understood. It's a whole pile of stuff. And I come to that even from my own personal experience of being a woman in STEM. I started that when it was not something. I was the generation after the first generation. So I was very aware that I was standing on the shoulders of some giants of women that let my little foot in the door in a way that would have been so much harder for them. And the same that I hope I do for people that come after me. And I also have that point of view as somebody who has mental health issues. I didn't always have the mental health issues. There was an accident. Long story, I might tell it someday. And it is difficult to have a mental health issue and work in the world freely. And junk journaling specifically does not do a good job presenting information in a way that I'm going to be careful how I say this. Not all brains function the same way, and I am certain that I am not alone. Oh, this is going to be terrible. I mean, T-E-A-R, able to tear. So I think I might do that as opposed to cutting. And there is just a lot of brain things that we assume that all the viewers have access to, things like money, memory, recall, decision-making capacity, being able to follow instructions, following instructions with memory issues and no written down instructions, brutal. Pacing is another thing that is really important in helping people with mental health challenges function. And pacing is something that would be useful for everybody. And what pacing is what is pacing? Pacing is breaking down work so that it is manageable bite-sized pieces and you don't have to do it all at once. So for example, when I wash my dishes, I just don't go into the kitchen and wash the dishes, which is what I think a lot of people think of when they wash the dishes. But I've got to go collect the dishes. I've got to sort the dishes. I've got to pour the water. I've got to put soap in. I've got to soak the dishes maybe. Then I have to wash them. Then I have to put them in the dry area. Then I have to let them dry. And then I have to put them away. That's a lot of steps. And for a brain that is not happy, or it just gets overwhelmed, and overwhelmed means it stops working or gets really anxious, that's brutal. And so for junk journaling, what ends up happening is we say, oh, and do this and just do that and do this other thing and do this other thing. There's two people that I know of that do an amazing job of presenting information in a way that is very helpful for people that have mental health challenges. First one is Natasha. Thank you, Jennifer, from Treasure Books. And the other is Joey DeFee. And I don't know what her channel is, and I think she's off on a bit of a health break at the moment. But she also, they write the things down, and you're allowed to take, and they pause to let you take a screen grab of it to then have as a reference. That has meant more to me than I can possibly say. So now I have this wet, soggy piece. I'm just changing the topic now so we don't bang on forever. I now have this wet, soggy piece of paper. Okay. We feeling sparky? Could try. This is what I want. This is the intention that I want to have with this. So let's go ahead and do it, because this works just fine. I don't know. So I'll be right back. I just got to put this aside. Oh, I knew there was one more thing that I needed to tell you. Recall the little green bead discussion that I had on my last thrifty haul, where I was presenting this as something that came from the dollar store. The name of these beads, I think, is caviar beads. They are holeless, without holes, beads, and they're available on Etsy. They're available on Amazon as well, and they're quite popular in the nail decorating community. I got these from the dollar store. They're just pretty little bits of whatnot, but if you are looking for another source of them, if you don't have them in your area, they're called caviar beads, and they are available. Okay, I need another dictionary page. There we are. So, sorry about that little preachiness, but I figured Cindy did a preach, so I get to do a preach. Now let's get on to this. I don't want to be overly aggressive and tear it because this is my one copy and it is valuable. I might be able to get to do some jelly printing today. And if I've got the time and the energy and the wherewithal, I will try and take everybody on location to my jelly printing station. So let's see how this will lay out. It will lay out like that, I think. Okay, good enough. So let me flip this over this way. And open this up again. Oh, this is not, this is very goopy Mod Podge. Not gonna lie. So there's that. There we are. This is easier than I thought. I don't know why I always think that it's going to be harder than it is, or that it's not going to be accomplishable. I think one of the things that I have learned is that a prototype is so useful. And I am not going to be able to do this right on the first go because I don't know what I'm doing most of the time. Okay, and I'm going to have some left over. That's going to be amazing. Okay. There's an expression in quality that says fail often and fail fast. And that is get all the wrong solutions out of the way so that you can then implement the one that works. And I think we have expectations sometimes that if it looks easy, then it should be equally as easy for us. And I think that is a bit of a fallacy. It's not entirely true. And we are way too hard on ourselves. And we think, oh, I can't do that. It's like, well, yeah, you probably can. Your approach is just going to be slightly different. And knowing that the only thing is figuring out what your good approach is going to be, I think makes it easier. Because you know, oops, careful. Did I do, hang on, I'll be right back. I can't remember what I did to the top of the other one. Sorry about that. I couldn't remember whether or not I Mod Podged the top of the other one, and I think I did. But we are going to do that for this one anyways, regardless of whether or not I did or not. Because there's some spots here that I think could do with some, I don't know, additional strength maybe? That yellow stripe actually turns out really kind of fun. collage board that I just showed you that's going to be for the Apple Journal, I had just a small bit of striped yellow washi tape, and I was able to finish that roll of washi tape. So I added it to my ridiculous bucket that I am now keeping of stuff that I have used up this year, because I want to see the rate of use. Because of course I have tons of washi tape, I have lots of beads, I have fabric, all of those kinds of things, and I just want to see, how fast do I actually use this to help me understand my purchasing behaviors. And while it won't ever stop, it will hopefully be more astute and give me more pleasure in the long run. There we are. Okay, so there's another one that's off to the drying place, so I'll be right back. I think we're also getting at something that explains why I have so much additional paper, because that's 4 sheets. I have a ton of other stuff that I'm going to be doing, which is the jelly printing, and I only am going to need 27 sheets of paper. So let me get rid of this. We've got 25 more minutes, so I'll get rid of this, and then we can do something else that's fun. Needs to be done. Okay, so what do I need? I need stuff from here. Somewhere in the pile that you can't see, but I am rifling through, is a piece of paper that I printed. It's got images on it. And because I can't find it easily, we're gonna have to do this. I am very sorry. Oh, wait a minute. Got that aside for notebooks. Yeah, maybe we'll use that. Some more paper. Some more paper. Is there anything here that's... I don't think I got it for this, didn't I? Might have been that, the yellow. Don't know why, it probably just came along for the ride. Oh, that's another good one. Oh, here's an apple. And paper, line paper, it's all at the bottom, I think. Some file folders, my notes. It's amazing I ever even get one journal done. Okay. Is it here? Like, I don't need any more paper. I'm just throwing that out there for anybody who is witnessing this shocking amount. It's a 1 signature book. Oh, maybe it's in here? It is not in there. Well, where did it go? Oh, maybe? Mother have mercy. Ah, here we are. Okay, that was a long journey. ate up about 5 minutes of time too. Sorry about that. There. So this needs to be fussy cut. Put this aside here. So what I want to do with this. So there is, again, somebody on the internet that I saw use Conte chalk pastels in their jelly printing. So they were able to sketch something in their sketchbook, and then the chalk they just put onto the jelly plate, pressed it down, peeled it off. Chalk remained here, but there was also a substantial amount of chalk on the jelly plate, and they just covered it with a light white paint and was able to peel it off, and they had a very stable chalk image. I want to try that. And I have a pile of Conte pencils. And most of them should be in here. Might be in here. Okay, I don't even have to worry about those. Okay, I need another swig of tea. I need some reinforcements. Okay. So, there should be some blendies that happen. So I might, are these the same color? I need to check. I'm not quite. I'll probably need a bright green. Snap. That's a very high green. Ooh, wonder what happened there. It's probably me with maybe this. This seems better. But we're drawing out, so. Okay, so step one, leaves. What do I want to do first? I don't know what I'm doing. I do not draw for a living, nor do I play one on TV. I'm just going to color these in and then fuff around. And again, this is just a test. So the test, we have full and absolute permission to fail. And I guess for the entertainment of those watching that might actually know what they are doing as it relates to art and possibly Conte pencils, I will tell you my process. So you can what would you do? Smile and say, isn't that adorable? That's what you would do. I am putting down the highlights first, and then putting down the darker lights, because I don't know how to do it any other way. And we'll see what we get. There, okay. There's that. Do I have a light brown and a dark brown? I do. Oops. Ooh, this one's weird. There we are. These kind of don't go, but they're gonna go. This is gonna be the highlight. So back to this fellow's methodology. He draws, doing highlights. And so he was able to get his own images. And I don't draw well enough to be able to quickly reproduce what he did. So I printed off a couple of images and then just decided to color them in with Conte and then see if that would work. And he said one of the marvelous things about it is that you can, well, did I use that? I don't think I did. The third color is fun. You can reuse this image because you're putting it on a dry jelly plate. And so this is the original isn't damaged in any way. I don't think this is going to be a good apple red. It's nice though. I do like it. And so if you wanted to use it again, all you would have to do is just re-up your red, or re-up your colors. And that, and then pink, no, orange, no, yellowish, no. I was gonna say, what's a yellow red? A yellow red is an orange, just saying for anybody who's interested. Wow, yes, I am on it. So I think this is, this should be the color. Okay, I'm getting a little bit better at this coloring in stuff. That's good. What I need to pay attention to is the etching, and where the etching is darkest, put the dark color, and where the etching is the lightest, put the light color, which is probably what all the artists in the audience have been yelling at me this whole time. See, I heard. You figure things out as you do them. And they don't need to be perfect. There is an expression in basketball. It says you miss 100% of the shots you don't try. And I think it's you don't have 100% of the art you don't make. So you just got to get out there and try. There we are. Okay, now what? This color? This is probably going to be weird looking apples. That's all right. Boy, this blends really nice. I also want to make this just dark. And that in there dark, and then the light orange. Okay, when I get this done, I think we will turn off the camera. And the next time, if things work out well, the next time we will see each other, we will be over my, oh, well, that didn't turn out awful. That was better than I expected. Look at us. So the trick to this is getting black and white, maybe something that's got like the hash tonals that give you a sense, and then about 3 different colors to try. Huh. That's unexpected to me. Okay, too much is sometimes too much. There we are. Oh, I should finish the, what did I do? That's useful to see. The actual drawing is going to have these black lines, which may be okay. It might be the opportunity to fill it in later. Yeah, I could have done a better job on the leaves now that I understand what I'm doing. I should have just colored in the shaded bits. That's okay. Okay, stop. There we are. Oh, I bet you that's where that comes from. Okay, so I'm going to stop here. As always, thank you so much for joining. I really appreciate your company and your support. Please like, share, and subscribe for more episodes, and we will see you really soon. Thanks so much. Bye now.